emotional, psychological overview.
And the second card represents obstacles, challenges, things that you may feel a little bit as if you need our help with.
Yes,
perhaps.
these are obstacles, things to overcome.
Yes.
Every life has obstacles.
Yes. And then the third card represents the position of the unexpected.
The surprise element.
It's our forecast.
Yes. Not every month has a surprise for everybody, but there's always something unexpected,
Usually.
little or large, that might happen.
And then the fourth card represents the outcome of the month.
And the fifth card is our council card, and it's a mid-month revelation from Spirit that will help you to get some deeper meaning as to what those cards signify for you spiritually. Is really what it's all about.
So, there you go.
There you go.
Okay, let's go.
All right, in the moment, the magic of the moment.
That's right.
Time for our dear Leo friends.
Let's do.
Let's do.
So up comes the Knight of Cups in the inverse.
That was your first card for the overview of August.
Knight of Cups in the inverse, meaning that love is not coming your way the way you would like it to.
Or you're having trouble with your lover.
Yes.
Or he's being less than kind.
Right.
Less than magnanimous.
Showing his underbelly.
Yes.
And then the next card, we have the Lovers reversed.
Right. So again, same problem.
In the position of challenges, I'm sorry.
In the position of challenge. So your lover was your challenge, but again, something, a disruptive force within relationship, or just simply the card has to do with choice, and not being able to make a choice between lovers, not being able to make that choice between what's more important, your career or your lover.
Right, and then it can also speak to a decision having been already made within a love relationship.
And the repercussions of that.
Yes, and then in the next position we had the
Three of Cups.
How could I forget that?
Three of Cups upright.
It's the Girls' Night Out card.
Right, so that's how you solved it all. You went out and you partied.
That's cool. And then in the end, we had the Four of Swords.
The Four of Swords. So you obviously had too good a time because you had to lay down on the coffin.
Right. And recover from a hangover.
And recover from...
Possibly.
Well, recover from some sort of heartbreak.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because you can call heartbreak a hangover.
It can be.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a hangover from a pain that had gone deep.
That's hanging over.
Hanging over
It's
you.
hanging out in you.
Or hanging over you, hanging within you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Past, we had said it's probably past relationship issues.
Yes.
Yes. So, with that said,
let's see what September holds for you.
Let's see if we get some resolution.
You want to come?
Surely.
Go ahead.
Are you sure?
Of course.
We're like the chipmunks.
Okay,
I love the chipmunks. Did you ever watch the chipmunks?
when I was a little girl.
I love the chipmunks. We're like the chipmunks. And we kind of look like brown, like the chipmunks. Oh, I do.
I don't feel like a chipmunk.
All right, go chipmunk. Oh, wow. This isn't the council card reading, is it?
No, but it's interesting.
This is the 4-card spread. Okay.
So September, what's September for you?
It's the Hanged Man. And so what we have here is this guy hanging on a cross, upside down. Kind of like Peter, who was crucified upside down in front of Nero. Wasn't it Nero?
Oh.
It's total sacrifice is what it is.
Yes, you have to sacrifice something in the month of September. Something has to be sacrificed.
For a cause.
For
your cause.
For the best.
Right.
Something has to be given up.
And last month, because we had the lovers in the position of challenge, it'll be interesting to see if that sort of plays out with this
Yes,
card.
maybe a relationship has to be sacrificed. Something of value does have to be sacrificed, but something that needs to be sacrificed.
Right. Or the other meaning of this card is sort of think out of the box,
It is.
or think
Step
out of the
on the
bun,
head.
like Taco Bell.
Yes. Or
Think out of the box.
Srinivasana, or the headstand, where you literally see everything completely upside down. Because sometimes you can see what you couldn't see before when you invert it. Things pop up in inversion that you couldn't see before.
Right.
And that's what this means, is taking a view of your life or your situation or your circumstances completely inverse.
Do you know when I was in school, journalism school, where we still had typewriters, by the way, we had to, after we wrote our ad story or our news story, we had to read the entire thing backwards. That's how we proofread it. And the reason I'm bringing that up is that it's so much easier to catch your typos if you read it backwards. Little proofreading trick there.
Oh, how interesting.
But it's also the hanged man. So
Right.
it's looking at it, with no preconceived sort of notion whatsoever. So anyway.
How interesting, because also a psychological therapy where you're attempting to reinstill a different way of behavior is, say you're right-handed, you start to use your left hand and you write with your left hand. So it engages the other half of your brain, and you then start to develop your personality in a different way. So to overcome habits, this is a wonderful way to do it. To overcome any kind of addiction is to start to use your other hand and to deliberately start to write with it. It just reprograms.
It rewires your
It
brain.
rewires your brain. And that's what that
You create new neural pathways.
Mhm.
Oh, you gotta create new neural pathways.
Now, that's a formidable task we just assigned.
Yeah, it is.
Poor Leo.
Oh my
you have
gosh.
to literally reprogram your brain.
Right? Oh,
So-
isn't there like something out there that teaches you to be smarter, some like website? I know there is. It's like something you sign up to and they give you all these little games every month and they actually do that.
Reprogram your brain?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna put that.
All right. Well, it would help too if you threw your television out.
Oh, and that. Okay,
I
next.
need to preach once in a while.
Don't throw my television out.
I know they're so expensive.
Oh, I love it. All right, so up in the position of challenges comes the Knight of Swords. Actually, I might agree with you, just because I just said the position of challenges.
All right.
But whenever I see this card, I always say that there's a rage problem. Because to me, this is anger and frustration moving forward. So the way I see this card is you're having a hard time controlling your temper. That's what I see. And I know that swords are intellect, but swords are often difficult situations. So, this card, I like to say, into every life a few swords must fall. This card represents not handling that sword very well.
Okay.
So that's how I see it. That's your challenge,
All right.
which means you're having a hard time controlling your anger. Your turn.
My turn. I don't see it that way.
Okay.
The way I see it, you see, because, well, I always see it this way anyway, but because we have the Hangman, which is also a card of being in limbo, of things being in stasis,
Mm-hmm.
your challenge is to move ahead with your idea, whatever that idea is, to just take it and run with it. So, to get you out of this sort of stagnant period, that because the month could be could be a little lethargic, like in limbo. So your challenge is to get out of this sort of like, to remove the cobwebs, to see it differently, and to take the idea and ease it on the fastest course.
Right. Well.
And it's like.
Right. Well, I was going to say,
yeah.
my interpretation of it is this is going to blow by quickly.
Okay.
Whatever it is.
All right.
It's going to blow by quickly.
Well, I appreciate both because, again, there's such a large number of possibilities for Leos out there. So take it from what feels good to you.
Well, yeah, that's how I see this as explosive anger that you're having a challenge with.
All right.
But I could, there are many interpretations. So you're getting both, right?
We're getting both.
That's why you have both of this. Okay. What is the next card? Maybe we'll figure out.
We'll figure it out.
Maybe we'll agree.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, your challenge is.
No,
unexpectedly. Well, here's your challenge. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have another sword. And so, as we said previously, into every life, a few swords must fall.
Yes.
Which means that you are already worried about that and you are already aware of that. And unexpectedly, it takes center stage and you're focused on that.
Something's worrying.
Yes, that there are some issues and you're expecting problems. You're expecting negative things to occur.
Right. And they don't necessarily occur. It doesn't say they will.
Mm-mm.
This is simply worrying that they will.
Yes.
And being, again, weighed down psychologically by your own
Concerns.
a fear of the future,
Or a fear
of
of
what
the
may happen,
past.
or fear of the past, or fear of the reoccurrence of the past. Negative thinking.
It is also kind of the I'm feeling sorry for myself card.
It could be. It could be that too.
Because all these things have happened to me and something else could happen to me and I'm feeling sorry for myself a little bit.
It's the poor me card. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, because I want to be king of the world, but all that responsibility is really scary.
Well, again, it's preceded by the Knight of Swords. Your challenge is to remove all those cobwebs and just simply move forward with your idea, with your invention, with your inspiration, with your intellectual concept. And you are worried, unexpectedly, you see negative possibilities, and these keep you up all night. Or something comes in from somewhere else that causes you worry, that's all. It could be from anywhere.
Could be. So let's check and see what that
All right.
next card is. And
So, at the end.
fourth card, we have the Seven. The Seven of Wands.
Yes.
In the reverse.
So,
Go ahead. I think we're not going to agree on this reading. So we're going to do two interpretations for you guys at the end.
one.
We don't usually do that, but I think our interpretations are going to vary.
So your worries, that which caused you to stay up all night in and some sort of anxiety that you have leads to you feeling that you can't defend yourself.
That I agree with.
That all this is weakening your resolve because, again, the Knight of Swords encourages you to run with your idea regardless. But at the end, you're overcome by your own worries, whether they're based on reality or not. They simply keep you from feeling that you are able to maintain. You see, the wands, the gentleman is on top of the hill. It generally is about defending your you are there defending your position, like you're in a corporation and you've achieved a certain level of achievement,
Right,
and you have a lot of competitors around you, and you're defending yourself.
Okay, but I do want to stop you for a second. Because this card could also mean, and I agree with you, this card could also mean, because all cards in reverse are magnified. So it could mean you are overly defensive.
Well, yes.
I mean, there's a time to defend yourself, but then there's also a time
it could be
to
absolutely
just let it go.
Right, already defensive.
Put down the defenses because they're not always necessary.
Right.
So it could go either way. You could feel defenseless and you could play victim,
Right.
or you could play overly defensive and overly demonstrative. And
Overly sensitive.
the reason why I bring that up is because of this card. Because I feel like you're overly defensive. I feel like you're overly, I don't know, to me this is like,
Cocky.
well, it's not even cocky, it's like sticking the knife in somebody. It's like giving them your truth, like this, and just driving it home. That's how I see this card.
Okay. Well, I don't see that.
Yeah,
that's all right.
but either way, your challenge is, to contain this card. And how are you going to contain this card?
See, that's what I don't see. I don't see as your challenge as containment, but achievement of it.
Well, achieving, it's the same thing. Because if you need to master.
Yes, that's true.
Your,
yes.
We
don't generally disagree, but
we really disagree on this reading. It's one of the first times in the history of virtual tarot
yes,
that we've
this moment
ever really, really disagreed. And I don't think we're disagreeing like because there could be many possibilities. Okay, so let's just get back to your interpretation, which is you can't take this idea forward, okay, and that you're getting stymied or you're just, because it is an idea, okay, but we start with this card, which is the card of sacrifice.
Yes, something has to be sacrificed.
And then we end on this card, which is the card of, you feel defenseless or you're overly defensive.
Right,
So,
one or the other.
One or the other, so this
And
needs
both
to
can
be
be applicable depending on your circumstance.
Right.
See?
Right.
So take from it again what feels pertinent to you.
Right, so whatever helps you, well, for your interpretation, move this project forward would be sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
And then turn this card around.
And confidence.
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 Sacrifice and confidence.
Absolutely, and knowing that you can protect everything that you've achieved.
And my interpretation of it isn't too different.
No.
My interpretation is that you need to make a sacrifice, which means you either become less defensive, so you have to sacrifice your ego, perhaps, or you need to be right constantly, or you need to have more confidence in the fact that you can become a better person. I mean, that's how I see it, that you can control this rage. It's going to cause you to sacrifice maybe a few, head-on collisions. But in the end, that will create a more confident human being, more confident human being.
Well, so to me, it's about the, biorhythms. It might be that biorhythmically, you might be in a downward trend, and your own inability to see the situation in a new way, and maybe your inability to have the kind of self-confidence necessary to move forward with the concept, whatever concept that it is,
Right.
that leaves you for the whole month because it's the hangman. You see, the hangman is enlightened. He knows, he's got the idea.
Right.
He knows it.
Well, he knows he has to sacrifice something. He understands what he needs to do.
Right, he does, but he can't do it.
And it's not a small sacrifice. Okay, we really need to talk about that.
Yeah, I know.
This isn't something small. This is
Something
like
in your life that means something to you.
a lot to you.
Yeah.
And so this is a huge sacrifice that, you know, I mean, if you make it, you're going to turn this card around.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to, you know, take this out of the challenge position and you move forward with your intellectual idea, as Ava says, or as I say, you'll control your anger and you'll gain confidence.
But it's beautiful because he's hanging from the tree of life.
Mm-hmm.
So he's really, he does have it. He does know it.
He knows it, yeah.
He knows it. He's enlightened.
So that's a good thing.
Yes,
I
it's
think
just a
we
matter
always-
of manifestation and putting the psychological ingredients together and knowing what has to be severed from you in order to do what you know you need to do.
Right, so here you go. These two
All right.
cards kind of go together anyway. Hanged Man, 7 of Wands. This is my arcana. Turn it around.
Turn it around, indeed.
Turn it around,
Right.
because it takes a lot of confidence to see things from other perspectives.
Right.
Thanks a lot. Woo! Neil, that was super hard. That's the first time we've ever really not agreed, so you better tune in for the council card in the middle of the month.
I think we agree on that.
I think we will, actually. I think that will unlock this. And so stay tuned for the video. We'll tell you how to get. Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't forget, forewarned is forearmed. You want to